please welcome Delegate Bob Marshall.
Fellow Virginians, thank you very much for coming out today. The fact that you're here and not at some shopping mall tells me you're very dedicated. And maybe you don't have any money left because of what Congress is doing, but anyway, I am glad that you are here. You know, government for the people does not exist apart from government by and of the people. This necessarily involves your participation in the process of government at the local level on up to Washington. None of this happens in a vacuum. You can make these changes. One person is very important. You are not powerless. You have the ability to change. Some people don't want you to believe that, but you can do that. I have won every election against Democrats who have outspent me from 2.5 to 4.5 to 1, and I'm still here. In 2008, Barack Obama beat John McCain in my district. In 2009, I beat my opponent 61% to 39% because I had people like you who went door to door who were serious about government. And at times you're going to have to stand against the tide. I had to do that in 2007 when about 80% of the General Assembly voted for a statute that set up unelected taxing authorities. I stood up in the House of Delegates floor and I said, folks, our forefathers were shooting people like you. For some reason, I didn't get applause at that point. I had to go out and find $100,000. I filed a lawsuit. The Virginia Supreme Court said taxation with representation is still the law in Virginia, 7-0. We have to be very wise and listen to our opponents. For example, when President Obama gave his inaugural address, he used the phrase, all men are equal. And if you weren't thinking about it, you forgot something. There's one word, Mr. President, you forgot. All men are created equal. I guess he doesn't like the competition. President Obama could have supported a statute that would have largely addressed this question of people who have pre-existing conditions. He could have supported a tax credit or a tax reimbursement or rebate deduction for catastrophic insurance. He chose not to go that way. We're also told about the problem of free riders. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4 of the Federal Constitution says Congress has power over bankruptcy laws. He could have said, people who are avoiding paying their just health care debts who can, you're going to declare bankruptcy. He chose not to go that way. He chose instead a path that will turn citizens into serfs and sharecroppers. That is not right. Why do I say that? Well, let me quote for you the Congressional Budget Office. This is a document from 1994 talking about mandates to purchase health insurance. A mandate requiring all individuals to purchase health insurance would be an unprecedented form of federal action. The government has never required people to buy any good or service as a condition of lawful residence in the United States. And they go on back here. Says an individual mandate of this kind would transform the purchase of health insurance from an essentially voluntary private action into a compulsory activity mandated by federal law. It should be recorded in the budget. For example, if Congress can do this, now this is the quote, the President and Congress can dictate how much each individual and family can spend on all goods and services, could be instituted without any change in total federal receipts. You can be required, I'm not making this up, to re-insulate your home. Where did I find that? In the cap and trade bill. If you don't have enough insulation, you're going to be required to do that. You're doing nothing, but they're going to make you do this. There also are efforts in Congress to turn everyone's 401k what's left of it, into a government annuity where you will not be able to decide when to draw the money out. These are encroachments on your liberty to make proper decisions for the welfare of your family that are being moved to Washington. This is a destruction of liberty, not the enhancement of it.